I'm here. I think there'll be a little delay. Well, hello, chat. Whoever's here. Very excited to see y'all. I am gonna be drawing today. I know. Very exciting. Basically, my thing is saying the bitrate is a little low. But we'll keep trying anyway. Basically, today, I am going to yap about Survivor because I just watched it and that's what's on the brain. But also, I'm going to draw today. I haven't, drawn with you guys yet, but, it is something I really enjoy doing. I did go to art school, not for digital drawing, but for animation. And, I'm really excited because we're starting a new thing for our Patreon benefits and our YouTube memberships in 2025, which is if you are on the highest tier of either, when the new tiers drop on January 1st, you are going to get a physical sticker. I know, exciting. Right now, the sticker is going to be drawn by me. I thought in the future, maybe I could do, if people want to do contests and do stickers, and I can, hopefully give them some money. I'm poor, but if we have more people getting the stickers, we'll have more funds to go towards making the stickers better and better. But right now, you get them from me. You get what I draw. And the concept is just kind of something you guys will like, but each sticker will be different for each month. So I think what I've decided is that you have to have been subscribed to the tier before the 10th of whatever month it is. And then you will get a sticker shipped to your house. Because I'm going to order them on the 10th for how many people I have. And then it'll be I'll send them out once they come in at the end of the month. And everyone will get their stickers. But, so if someone joins, say, January 20th, they won't get the January sticker, but they will get the February sticker. So I think that'll be fun. It also makes me keep drawing, which sometimes I forget how much I should be doing that. And I didn't do it. And I should do it more, and this will just be for fun. I think we're still good. Sorry, it keeps being a little annoying towards the AirPlay thing, but I think it's working. I don't know if there's anyone in chat right now, but if someone joins, they can always give me some ideas. For now, I'm just gonna talk and yap in case anyone watches the VOD at any point, and is okay, bitch, you said you were gonna talk about Survivor. Okay, here we is. I don't have any ideas yet either. But I feel my first sticker should be somehow Buffy related, as it is the show that has launched my channel into the people I have now. But I don't know if I want to do I thought it could be cute to do a Buffy character as an Animal Crossing character, and that could be a little sticker. But for now, maybe I'll just draw. And while I think of an idea, I'm gonna look at the Animal Crossing animals and see if I think any fit with Buffet. What kind of animal would Buffy be? That's so interesting, actually. I don't know. You guys aren't here to let me know what you think. I'm gonna pull up the Animal Crossing species on my phone. I had work stuff pulled up. This is far more important. But there's rabbits, there's bears, there's cats. I mean, maybe, no, I feel Buffy's a little too golden retriever to be a cat. Does that make sense? Buffy might be a dog, but then she's really athletic and maybe Buffy's a monkey vibe or a little goat. I don't know. She's kind of an icon. She could also kind of be a deer. I could kind of see her being an Animal Crossing dog. And Animal Crossing dogs have those really round heads. They have this part, and then it's a little more like this. And they have these long ears. They also have a wolf, I guess, which is a little more A wolf's a little more pointed, but Buffy gives me round. Like, when I think of her, I think of, like, round features. They have, like, the little bodies. They got these little kind of vibes. The one I'm looking at, she's got that pose. She's got that pose, girl. But Buffy, I feel like, would be a little more threatening pose. Like, she'd have to have a stake. A vampire hunting stake. Like this. But then maybe she's got a hip. That's our fucking girl Buffy. As, like, a dog vibe. That could be cute. Something like this could be an idea, like a Buffy as a dog, sticker, like an Animal Crossing dog. I don't know if a lot of you guys watch Animal Crossing. I actually kind of like this idea. I'm gonna have to pull up, like, a picture of Buffy and stuff on my phone as well, though. Or I guess I could get them off the internet and, like, put them in here, but I think it's fine. To get to Survivor, I promised I would get there, and then I never shut the fuck up, because it's me. I don't shut up, what do you mean? I just watched the first part of the finale for 47. I was watching stuff last night, and I kind of forgot about it. So by the time I realized it was on, it was like 9:30, and I was like, well, I'm not going to watch the last half an hour. I missed, like, the first hour and a half. But I very much enjoyed it. I think, little doggy, I think Andy fucked himself so hard. I was like, Andy, stop talking, because, like, I am not going to say I didn't find Andy his, like, meltdown cringe, but as I found it cringe, I also, like, made me like Andy and, like, relate to him, just because I am also cringe. Like, I'm sorry, at least Andy went out there, you know, like, he went out there and he made a difference. He did something. He went on Survivor. You think I'm going on Survivor? I don't go to the beach. I'm not going to the regular beach. You want me to live on the beach? That's crazy. That's absolutely insane to me. And it's not gonna happen. It's not happening. Okay? There ain't no way that will ever happen. And I just can't even imagine, like, how much I would crash out. The only reality show I would do is Big Brother. And then maybe The Traitors, but I'm not famous enough to do The Traitors, and they only do, like, famous people in the American Traitors. Though they had a British guy on Love Island USA. They had, like, multiple this year. So maybe I can go on the British Traitors, where they do real people. Because I feel like that would be my only chance on one of those shows. I feel like they don't really wear pants, the Animal Crossing ones. So I'm like, I can't put her in pants, but I could put her in that cute little black dress that she wears, you know, with, like, the sleeves that are like this. It would be a cute little dress. And then with the doggy legs. But back to Survivor. Okay, that's gonna be my sketchy layer here, and I'm gonna do a dark purple line art because I think that will be fun. Back to what I was saying, though. Andy was in such a good spot. Like, they were gonna Rachel was gonna take out Sam, okay? We all knew Rachel had to steal a vote. We all knew she had an idol. They didn't. I get that. They didn't know. But she was gonna take out Sam, 100%. She'd basically, like, there was no way. She couldn't get Genevieve, so she was gonna take out Sam. And then Andy had to open his big mouth and decide that now was the time. Rachel's definitely leaving, so now is the time to stop yapping and stop lying and just tell her the truth. And my response is, Andy, what the fuck? Keep lying, okay? You don't know that. Like, I don't know why they were so convinced that Rachel didn't have anything. Because, like, they were lying about Genevieve, so they knew Genevieve didn't really have something. Somebody must have found something. There was still all the, like, the paint. We still didn't know who had the paint idol. So, like, if you don't know these things, why the fuck are you yapping about it? Why are you saying things, Andy? Like, to tell her all the moves you made was crazy. I was like, Andy, what the fuck? What are you doing? I want to make her, like, Smiley Dog. Because to me, she's having a hard time in season 6. But overall, she's Smiley. And I'm just like, I think her nose has to go over here more. Maybe I make a little heart nose. It was just very like, this is not the time to tell people anything, Andy. This is the time to shut your whole mouth. Because, like, the decision, I think I get where he was coming from, where he truly thought she was going to the jury, and he would need someone on the jury to advocate for his move, especially if he thought Sam and Genevieve were going to make it to the final 3 with him somehow, that they wouldn't be there, and he needed someone there to, like, make sure he got the credit for Project Italy. But, like, I don't know if Rachel was that person, or that time, like, or if it was even time for that. I don't like that. I've decided I'm moving her nose way up. Like, I was just like, I get what you're saying, Andy. You want, like, someone on the jury to stand for you, but I think Rachel at this time was not the right person for it. I get why he thought she would be, though, because they've been connected for so long, and she does treat him very well compared to maybe how some of the others treat him. But it was like, that's not happening, Andy. Maybe it is more interesting if I do it at the angle. This is why I should never draw alone. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. This is still I hate trying to make the rounded things. I truly know that I need, like, a good stylist. But money, you know? Money, you know? I do... And I was sad, because I was watching it happen. I was like, oh, she's realizing that Andy's a threat. Like, we're watching her realize he's a threat to win. And he did it to himself. What can we say? That's on Andy. So I was sad, because there was a part of me that, as much as I was rooting for Rachel, because I really like Rachel, I was also a little rooting for Andy and kind of disappointed when he lost. I was a little sad for him because I thought he'd had this insane comeback, and I thought the story would be really good at Final Tribal Council, like him being able to say, like, you know, look where I started to where I came. Like, Operation Italy was completely all on me. Like, Sam and Sierra were dead in the water without me. Or, not Sierra, Genevieve were dead in the water without me. I think it still would have been hard for Andy to be Genevieve, but I think that gave him a good story against Sam. Like, I think he could have taken it against Sam at that point. And then they just would need, like, a Sue or a Teeny next to them, and I think they would have been fine, because as much as I like Sue and Teeny, that's not really the vibe. I love them, but they're not super the vibe, for a winner. They don't scream winner to me the way the others do. I also don't think Sam screams winner anymore. I think he's gotten tricked too much. I don't think people respect him as much as, like, maybe he thinks they respect him. And so I do think it's entirely possible that he messes that up, and, like, loses. But, like, because I think if Rachel is at the end right now, Rachel wins, right? Andy respects that she got him out. Genevieve thinks she's the best of the best. I don't know who beats Rachel. Like, whoever wins immunity has to put Rachel in fire and then hope she loses. And I don't think that's a guarantee. I don't think it's a guarantee she loses fire. At all. So, I feel this is Rachel's game to lose now. And, like, I don't know about Sam, because I'm like, again, I thought he would lose against Genevieve, Andy, and Rachel, but if Sam makes it to the end with Sue and Teeny, I don't know who wins that. I guess Sam is the biggest perceived threat, maybe. But I don't think that means he actually is one. But I guess it might just be enough that they perceive him as a threat. And then decide, like, okay, well, Sam's the only one we think is good enough to be a threat. So we're voting for him? I just don't know if I agree with that. But at the same time, I'm like, well, I mean, Sue didn't get targeted the whole time, neither did Teeny, but, like, I think that's because nobody saw them as a threat. So it's like, they're not gonna vote for them. Right? So, like, who you voting for? Who you voting for? I guess, I don't know. Because I like other people more than Sam makes me want to vote for them. But then I'm like, is that even, like, fair? Like, is that fair to Sam? Like, if I was there, would I feel differently? I don't know how I'd feel if I was actually, like, in the game, because we don't see things like, they don't see everything. So, they all see Sam as this big threat, but from home, I don't see him that way. I'm like, whatever, Sam's, like, fine, but he's not that amazing player that I feel like they fear he is. If anyone watches this and they watch Survivor, they're gonna be like, this bitch, what the fuck is she talking about? But it's just facts, okay? He's not that threatening. And I feel like my dream final three for, like, having no idea who was gonna win would have been Rachel, Andy, and Genevieve. But I knew it was probably very unlikely that I was getting that. You know? So I kind of accepted, like, that's very unlikely. Like, why would... Oh, that's an eraser. Why would Rachel and Genevieve keep each other in that long? The only way it was gonna happen is if Genevieve's idol had been real. But she got away with that far longer than I thought she would. I can't believe she got away with it for that, like, like, that other vote. Like, the Andy vote, she got away with it, too. I was like, that's a little crazy. This looks horrible when I take my sketching away. I should just do sketchy stickers. I should just do, like, a sketchy sticker. Because my line art skills are not the best. I'm definitely, I prefer to draw with charcoal and smudge it in girly. If you couldn't tell. Whee! It's my little Buffy in a dress dog. She's got a little thing. Tessa's sending me a photo. Cute. Hi, Tessa. You're just gonna hear me talk about Survivor this season because I just watched the video and it's all I can think about. Maybe we bring, and the finale's next week, so it's definitely not one we can, like, fully catch you up on before finale. Especially because we're having long-ass episodes. Like, this episode was 2 hours of a 2-hour, 2-part finale. It's kind of crazy. I think her eye is just too high up over here. Like, I think it needs to be down here. I don't know if this will be the sticker we go with, or I'm just gonna draw for fun. Funsies. Hi, Bara. I hope you're enjoying Hercules. I feel like we had some audio issues with the last one, but I'm enjoying season 2 a lot. Yeah, Survivor spoilers and maybe challenge if I slip over there. But I'm trying, Bara. I'm thinking I want to do like monthly stickers for the high Patreons, you know? So like, I'm thinking a Buffy one just because that's my big show over here. I know you know me more for Sherry's channel. God, I haven't drawn in so long. This is what you get for telling people you can draw, and you're like, well, can I? No. But I pretend. I learned to draw. It doesn't mean I'm still good at it. If it was my comfort zone, it would all be Pokemon, but I think I'm the Pokemon fan. But no, Survivor-wise, they basically are having... Oh, okay. I'm glad you watched those too. I try to read all the comments and stuff, but sometimes, you know, I miss. I've been getting more lately, so it's been a little harder to keep up. But I'm glad you enjoy those as well. I'm trying to do Buffy as like an Animal Crossing dog because I just love Animal Crossing. But I don't know how it's turning out, and I maybe just have to do some kind of chibi Buffy sticker or something like that. Because this dog design is kicking my ass. But it looks cute if I add like my sketchy layer under it. Like my sketchy layer is almost better. That's totally fair, Bara. I forget. I watch like Friends and stuff, and then I'm like, oh, I didn't comment on their stuff. Whoops. Sorry. Like this is like cuter to me than like a hard line art, but I don't know a lot about like how to color in something that's a little more, you know. But I mostly just yappy yap. Yeah, maybe. She's supposed to be Buffy as a dog, which I also love dogs. I could have just done a Hazel sticker too, but but anyway, Survivor's like 2-hour finale, and the person I like the best and want to win is still in it. So we are hoping for Rachel victory. If you don't watch Survivor, you don't care, but that means you could just also send good vibes for Rachel, because my mess choice Andy is out. He kind of messed it up on his own on that one. But the finale isn't until... I love that you always... Sorry, I'm gonna get distracted when I read a comment, but Bara, I appreciate you. Because you always answer my questions, and they're always really thoughtful answers. And I'm like, I don't know if anyone appreciates these wacko questions I come up with on Sherry's channel, or if they're just like, I wish it was just Sherry. But I always know that, like, if Sherry's giving me answers to questions in the comments that Bara has answered, and I'm like, yeah, Bara's gonna care about my question, even if nobody else does. And I try to make the questions not only about the show, because I'm like, sometimes I'm like, this was a very base episode, and I don't know if there's entirely a good question that comes from it. Maybe I give her a little... No, that looks crazy. Girl, what are you doing? But I like hearing you guys' answer, even though we do film kind of ahead. So, I don't always get to be like, you know, I don't always get to answer all of those questions. Like, I'm always like, what was my question? And then we get the answers. I'm like, yes, I remember that now. Yeah, Tessa and I are not good at thinking of questions. And the thing is, we're not good at remembering to think of questions either. I don't know, Bara, if you watch the Fast and Furious movies, but they are a guilty pleasure of mine. So Tessa and I are doing a series where I force her to watch them. But, like, the difference is that Sherry at the end of every recording will go, so what's your question? And 50% of the time, my brain goes, fuck, question. So half of those, I'm like, oh, whenever I'm like, oh, what is my question? It is, it is, I didn't pay attention and I didn't think of a question. Yeah, they're ridiculous movies, but those movies are going to be coming out every Sunday on YouTube starting January 1st. I'm going to try to do Sunday movies. To the best of my ability, they will definitely be available for like Patrons for uncuts because I don't have to edit those. But I'm going to try to my best to do every Sunday. Just because there's so much more content I want to get to. And there's so many things I do want to watch. But also with like, I hate to say it, but with like Buffy coming to an end-ish soon, I don't know what I'm going to do. Because there's part of me that's like, oh, the Buffy people are gonna leave, and they're not gonna want to watch whatever's next. But at the same time, I mean, I'm gonna take advice from you guys on what you want me to watch. If you guys are like, we want this kind of thing, or we want this kind of thing, I trust y'all, because I liked Buffy so much that I trust the audience that likes that show. I have heard of the X-Files. I've only ever seen, I think, the first 20 or so minutes of the very first X-File, like the very first episode, when I was way younger, so I was not super into it at the time, but I also used to like kind of struggle. I'm going golden-ish retriever here for Buffy. That's who she is to me. I used to struggle with sci-fi, but I've got a lot better about it. Like, I actually did like the first 3 Star Wars movies. But the views on those kind of fell off, so I was kind of like, oh, I don't think anyone cares past the first one to watch reactions. Or just mine. But X-Files definitely could go on the list. Because I'll probably do a poll. Oops. I'll do a poll, and I'll see what you guys think. But I think X-Files could be a good one. Because I know that's really loved. That's true. If it's on Disney Plus, I can do it. Because I do have Disney Plus. I also have Hulu, but it does have ads. So you will notice I don't have access to the same files I did for when I started Buffy. So I've been watching with ads. So I have to edit the ads out and such. I don't think it's too noticeable, if I'm honest. But that if it's regular Disney Plus, it won't have ads. If it's like Hulu through Disney Plus, it does have ads. And it's been a little crazy because Steven Universe season 1 was fine, but I also do Steven Universe. I'm on season 2 now, and their episodes are still 11 minutes long, and Hulu has started putting an ad 5 minutes into an 11-minute episode. So it's ad that I cut out, like I don't even record it. Yeah, Buffy and Angel are on there for me, but it's through Hulu, so they have ads. But it'll be ad I watched to start the 11-minute episode, 5 minutes of episode, ad 4 minutes of episode, like it's like 6 minutes of episode, and then like I have to watch another ad before I start the next episode, and then that one will have an ad too, and I'm like, these episodes are 11 minutes. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? It's a little crazy. Like, I get it for like Buffy and Angel. There's like 3 ad breaks and I edit them out, and it's not a big deal because they're like 15 minutes in. And I'm like, whatever. Oh, I didn't know you lived where there was no Hulu, Bara. We use it as our live TV at home. So I don't know what I'd do if I had to pay for cable. I think I just wouldn't have live TV. I'm not the one who really uses it anyway. It's much more someone else's bag than mine. See the little baby. Yeah, I know Tessa doesn't. You guys don't have HBO Max where you live, right? You don't have Max, which Tessa also doesn't live in America. It's just me. It's just me. um, Hulu's okay. I will say it's okay. It's very like, unless you're willing to pay the big bucks for the no ads, they love their ads. To be fair to though, Tessa, I haven't opened, like, I don't pay for HBO Max. I use a friend's. Don't take me, FBI, don't take me. But I don't think I've opened it in like a year. Like, I'm trying to think if there's anything they've done recently that I was interested in other than maybe like, I watched the first season of House of the Dragon and then I didn't watch the second season. I have... Oh, White Lotus is good. I watched the second season of that on the plane home from England. I have meant to do that, do a, like, vlog. I didn't actually get as much video as I thought I did. Okay. HBO's not bad. They have some good stuff, but, like, it's also stuff I think you could probably find on, you know, other websites. The one I don't have, and I've tried, but I don't love, is, like, Paramount Plus, because it was just annoying to use. It just, like, was not it for me. What if I did, like... No, not you. I was, like, gonna just cover the whole thing. Yeah, that's probably better than the purple. That's better. I think that's a little better. Like, to not hurt your eyes wise. That's interesting. That's so interesting to me. I guess I've never considered that HBO, like, used to be... I'm dumb and I'm not gonna remember how to do this. But HBO, like... It was its own TV channel, right? It wasn't just a streaming service. So then when they went on to turn it into a streaming service, it's kind of like, no. It's kind of like, actually, no. You can't do that. Do I do hardline? I don't know how to do hardlines. Let's be real. That's very big. It did work, though. I don't want it to be, like, fully opaque either. But that, because of being a real thing, it, like, has to go through all these, like, hoops. They can't just start the streaming service as something separate. But that's kind of a good thing, I think, because then it didn't screw people who paid for that deal out of it. I think I watched True Blood Season 5 on your parents' old HBO. Because they're my heroes. Who used to let me use that. I don't know what kind of shading I want to do. I like the idea of purple dark lighting because it feels very boofy. Yep. I know, the only shows I watch on, like, the Hulu Live TV, and it's only if I don't forget they're on, is Survivor and, like, MTV's The Challenge I've gotten into recently, which is, like, it makes Survivor look like an Oscar-worthy reality TV show. Because it's so crazy. But I really enjoy it at the same time. It's very, like, messy. Like, MTV's not playing around. They want to be messy as hell. And they use, like... They use people from other shows. So, like, I got into it because some people that I watched on, like, Big Brother and Love Island USA a few years ago were being advertised to be on the show. And I was like, oh, like, I know those people, even though they kind of annoy the hell out of me. And then it was like, I was like, oh, this show is messy. And not always in the good way. In some of the ways, it's like, this show is bad. But then I'm like, but I also like Fast and the Furious. So what do I know about what makes something good and what doesn't? Like, we recorded Too Fast, Too Furious last week. And I'm like, yeah, people hate this movie. I love it. It's like so ridiculous action movie vibes. But in the best way physically possible. Like, I don't know how you don't love it. That's a little better, I think. You can tell I have not done digital art in a long time. Do I prefer Xena or Hercules? I feel like okay. Oh, I found stuff out about the actors. So if we're speaking actors, I prefer Lucy. But I think I love a girl boss, Gaslight Gatekeep girl boss. So I do love Xena for that. I think Hercules is, I really like Aeolus on Hercules. Like, I love Aeolus, the character, a lot. And so I get excited when we're watching Hercules and Aeolus is on it. I really liked a lot of season 2 because of how much Aeolus there was. I think he's my favorite character. I think Hercules is a little bit of a, like, the male version of, like, a Mary Sue character, where you're kind of like, yeah, we get it, he's perfect, whatever. But I think it's getting better. I think my biggest complaint about Hercules is that Hercules is perfect. And I think it goes with what you're saying, right? Like, Hercules has a lighter tone because he's just Hercules. He's the good guy. He's this. Like, versus Xena is, like, kind of making up for this horrible shit she did to people. And so it gets there's a little more behind her character that I do enjoy. Even though I realize, like, sometimes it makes me mad at her. I'm not gonna lie. We just watched, God, I think the first episode of Xena season 2 on Sunday I recorded with Sherry. And, like, she has a son that she just, like, never spoke about. I'm like, how many family members does this woman have? Yeah, and I think I do find her trying to right the wrongs a little more compelling. I think the big thing Hercules could do, though, is they could use Hera more. Because it's in the intro, right? He's fighting the evil enemies from Hera. But I'm like, when is the last time Hera showed up? Like, I honestly don't know. I'm like, we were trying to think about it. I was like, it's the last time she showed up in the wedding at, like, 8 episodes ago? Like, they always remind us that he's fighting her evil, but, like, we don't see her that much. So I think if Hera was a little more of this actual character he was going against, and we actually, like, saw her a little more, I think that would help. Because sometimes in Hercules, I forget the concept of the bad guy versus in Xena, I'm like, oh no, Xena's kind of the bad guy. Like, her past actions are the bad guy. And we see them come to play in different ways. Versus, like, Hercules, where I'm like, yeah, he's helping. He's doing his thing. Oh my god, he's the same little boy. It feels like they had all the same actors for, like, literally everything back then. But I mean, I think probably the pool of actors was a lot smaller, right? Because this was filmed around, like, this was filmed before Lord of the Rings, right? Like, made New Zealand, like, the place. Because I think Sherry said we're in 1996 right now. At, like, real time, like, they're filming here in 1996. As someone who was born in 1995, I, like, no, obviously don't remember that as much. But, like, I remember, like, the beginning of, like, 1996 being, like, the, 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 like, Because I feel like Lord of the Rings, like, popped off New Zealand as a filming location. So I'm sure they didn't have as many options before they did that. Maybe they did. Maybe I'm wrong. It's like, maybe I have no idea what I'm talking about. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I want to go down here and put the white in her eyes. There we go. So I can put the shading. So they probably had less. She would have been great in Lord of the Rings, honestly. She's one of my favorites. I mean, my actual favorite, is Gabrielle. I'm not gonna lie. I love Gabrielle. Oh, she's, like, my queen. Even though I make fun of her all the time in the videos. Because she's falling in love with people all the time. And, oh, Gabrielle, we don't got time for this. Girl, we don't have time. And she's like, but I need to fall in love with this man. I feel like she's been falling in love with less men. Though, I'm gonna be real, I don't think I shipped her with Eolus just because Gabrielle reads very young to me. And I felt like Eolus was a lot older than her. Like, maybe they're not meant to be in the story. But there's, like, that little scene where they, like each other. And I was like, I don't know. I feel like he's older. I don't know. This is better than I thought this would come out. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of cute. I don't even know if I'll have anyone in those tiers to get this sticker. So it's a little just more for fun as we go. But if I do have at least one person, I think I have to buy at least 20 stickers, so maybe I'll do a giveaway for the other stickers that I have. But she's a little Buffy golden retriever. I do also think if I do purple deep tones, yeah, I same, Bara. I thought she was like a teenager. If I do purple deep tones, just do like a yellowy orange, like bright tone. I thought she was like 18, and to me, Hercules and Aeolus are like 30. So I was like, I don't know if this is 100% chill right now. But I guess they're fine. I was just kind of surprised, I guess. I was like, that's not who I would have shipped. Also because they'd already done Aeolus and Xena, I was like, we doing this? Yeah, I could see that. Marnie and Stardew, it's like, not, she gives like 14. She doesn't give like, I feel most of the Stardew ones give like 21. But Marnie kind of gives like 14, 15. And it's kind of similar for Gabrielle Tessa. I don't know if you've watched Hercules and Xena, but she's like Xena's sidekick. And she's kind of, she gives younger. Like, she was still living with her family when Xena met her. She like left her family. We find out later she was like engaged. But, like, these shows love to just have, like, an added thing. Like, they love to be like, oh, actually, this person is your dad. Or, this person, you're engaged. And I'm just like, everyone's related to everyone. Yeah, Xena is basically gender-bent Hercules. And I get, they were kind of like shows that came out at the same time, like Buffy and Angel. And I've really enjoyed watching them both back-to-back. Because they cross over a little bit. I wouldn't mind if they crossed over a little bit more. Yeah, she's a good, like, intro to the audience because she doesn't know Xena, so she has to learn everything. But it's one of those things where I'm like, she gives Xena's, like, protege younger girly, and then they're like, well, this 30-year-old man, who I know is a 30-year-old man, look at him. They fall in love for an episode. And it is one episode. That wasn't right. I don't like that. And it's like, it's fine. But I was like, I actually did kind of like Aeolus and Xena together. And so I was like, but I already like Aeolus with Xena. I don't want Xena with Hercules. Hera's gonna firebomb her. Because that is something that happens in Hercules. Hera does firebomb his family. Which I still bring up all the time. And everyone else moved on like it's totally sane. I was like, she just like killed them all. And it's insane because Zeus is like, I will bring everyone else's dead kids back, but not my own grandchildren. That's crazy. I could never. I love that show, though. Like, I hope people know that even if I'm, like, criticizing it, it's because I have so much fun watching it with Sherry. And, like, I like criticizing things that I enjoy. I think it's fun. Bring this warm color back in here a little more, I think. And it's all fun. It's all fun. It's never meant to be like, I hate this. I don't think I've reacted to anything that I haven't enjoyed. Like, everything that's ever been recommended to me, I have enjoyed. That's very true. I thought, we have a video on the channel where Tessa and I got on some substances and we're watching Twilight, and there is like a meme in that video where I count the number of times Tessa paused the video to yap about Twilight, and I debated under my own face putting Brooke's ability to deal with the pauses and like doing one of those like facial charts that they do for like autistic kids who have to point at the picture to tell you how they're feeling. And it just get angrier and angrier. Just because, like, I could actually be mad about it, but that anger would never be directed towards you, and I know you know that, but I didn't want people watching to be like, oh my god, she hates her. It's like, no, we just annoy the fuck at each other all the fucking time. Especially when I'm like, bitch, I have to edit this, okay? This is on me when this is over. You're never touching this again. I have editing to do. But it was still like a very fun video for me. I was just like, girl, if you don't press play, Bara, listen. Why? The question should not be, do I still hate Xander? The question should be, why do the writers hate Xander? Okay? Why do they hate him? Because he will be doing fine. He will be perfectly normal. And then they'll be like, here's some, like, low-key misogynistic shit for Xander to say out of fucking nowhere. And I'm like, why the fuck did that happen? Why do they want me to not like Xander, okay? First, Riley leaves in season 5, and Xander's like, you never could get a better guy than Riley. I'm like, you go fucking marry him then. Like, hello? Riley and Buffy were awful for each other. You're crazy if you think otherwise. In my opinion, that's wild to think differently. And then I just watched an episode, see? Tessa understands. And then I start season 6, and he proposes to Anya at the end of season 5, and then we start season 6 with his ass being like, yeah, that's the one good thing Riley has. Okay, to be fair, I think, to be fair to Riley, I was very nice to him when he was first introduced. But when the writers no longer knew what to do with him, they made him annoying as fuck. They were like, oh, Buffy's sad and she's not coming to Riley while her mom has cancer, so it's okay that he fucking cheats on her with vampires. And I'm like, in what fucking world do you think I'm gonna be okay with that? As a Buffy stan, am I gonna be like, it's okay, Riley? It's like, no, it's not okay. He's fucking... When someone's family member has cancer, maybe it's not about you. Get me started on that. Back to Xander. He's not getting away with this. He proposes to Anya, and then immediately what we see is him being like, I don't want to tell anybody. And the excuses keep coming. And I'm like, sir, you should not propose to this woman unless you wanted to marry her. And I don't think he does. He finally told them on the episode I just watched. I just watched season 6, episode 6. The one where, like, Dawn goes out on Halloween and gets attacked by the teen vampire. That's the episode I just watched. And in that, Xander, like, finally tells them that him and Anya are getting married, and then immediately starts freaking out again. I like Spike in season 5 a lot more than season 4 for sure. I feel like they gave him less creepy moments in season 5 because they were making him really weird. But in the episode before the last one I watched, it's the episode where, like, the Nerd Herd group is, like, torturing Buffy for no fucking reason. Don't get me started on Jonathan and how pissed I am at him. Yeah, the Buffy bot is a little too far. Stealing her clothes, I was also like, bro, you can't, like, steal her panties and want me to, like, you can't, yeah, the time loop episode. You can't steal her panties and want me to ship this, is what I'm saying. But yeah, the time loop episode, that, they're, like, being so mean to Buffy, including Jonathan, who she saved him from killing himself, and now he's just, like, torturing her for no fucking reason. I'm mad about it. You'll see in the recording. I'm mad. But it's crazy because I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, what is the goal? What is the goal, boys? Because you're just kind of being dill holes to someone who doesn't deserve it. My mom's calling everyone. I'll call her back after the stream. Oh my god, it made me lose my point of reference, though. Who was I complaining about? Jonathan? No, yeah, the Nerd Herd time loop episode, is just kind of sad at the end. And I was just like, I like Spike in this episode, though, because he is pretty supportive. He adds some comedic relief. Yeah, the geeks on Buffy, we're going from this sick villain in Glory to, like, it's feeling like these nerds are gonna be my main villain. And I'm sitting here like, no. Please no. Or my other theory, no spoilers of course, is that Willow is the fucking villain of this season. Because my girl be acting crazy. Like, absolutely crazy in her behavior. No, that's too big. She threatening people. She used magic on Tara. So I am a little worried about Willow. I'm not gonna lie there. That one is too much. Yeah. I like the good moments with Spike when he actually helps her out. Those are my favorite moments of his. I guess I think what I was talking about earlier is at the beginning it was hard to tell if the show wanted me to ship Spike and Buffy or not. Just because, like, I honestly could not tell. Oh, there we go. I wanted to just do, like, something, but I think that's too dark. Like, they would go from him being, like, kinda nice and cool and powerful to stealing her shit. And I was like, I feel like you guys gotta choose, because you can't have him be a love interest and be her stalker. But I've liked him a lot. I like how good he is with Dawn. That's a favorite of mine with Spike right now. Something like this to add some circularity. I don't know. This just adds a little bit, maybe, to the background. It makes the sticker a little more interesting if it has a transparent background like this. But it is confusing. I still can't totally tell if they're gonna get together. There was something in the recent episode I watched where I was like, oh, they actually have some, like, chemistry this episode. Oh, I don't know what you got clipped means, ma'am. Oh, I think Tessa did that. Okay, thank you for the clip. But I'm gonna lose my brain. I'm losing the ability to speak, truly. But yeah, I guess I just don't know. Around Buffy, but didn't like anyone else. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I have to remind myself that he's, like, not Angel. Like, not the character Angel, obviously. I'm not insane. I can tell the difference between the two of them. But I have to remember that just because Spike is being nice does not mean that he's not still evil. This might be our sticker. I kind of like it. I don't know. Our golden retriever Buffy, but I have to remember that, but, like, it's hard because he just acts like a normal person now, and I don't know, like, it's hard for me to trust that if they were together, she wouldn't end up getting hurt, but at the same time, I don't know that I ship her with Angel anymore either. Like, I think I just ship Buffy with, like, a blanket and a hot chocolate and, like, one day of peace. Where there's not a bunch of nerds trying to ruin her day for no fucking reason. Like, maybe that's crazy of me. Like, truly insane to think that way. I don't know if I put, like, a white border around the edges. I ship Buffy with her getting her college degree like a normal person. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Like, I'm like, I don't know if she needs a man's. I don't know that she does. I mean, when I first started watching this show, I shipped Buffy with Willow, but they didn't give me that. They did give me Willa and Tara, though, and I do like them together, so I'm not complaining. I know, I still have a lot going, so that's why there was a moment in the most recent episode I was filming yesterday, and it was Buffy and Spike just kind of had this look together, and you know if you've been watching, it just takes the right look, and I'm like, well, I ship it now. They looked at each other a certain way. Yeah, I was very confused if Willow was gay or bi, but it feels like they're just saying she's gay, but I feel like that's kind of because it's the 90s. I feel like if it wasn't the 90s, she would just be bi. I was like, this is crazy. They're gonna have bi representation in this show in the 90s, and then they were like, I'm gay now, and I went, alright. That's fine, because that is also how people find out sometimes. But I was just a little surprised. But I'm just like, there's no man that I 100% am like, Buffy needs to be with this man. I will say something that I don't know if they're gonna give me, but I've been maybe, picking it up, as you would say. Is I ship Cordelia and Angel, and I'm not afraid to say it, okay? I'm not afraid to say it. I don't know if it's gonna happen. It's probably not gonna happen. But I think the actors have insane chemistry. They were, like, fighting together. I also think they hinted at it, Bara. Like, it made me think she was bi then, too. And just didn't know it yet. It's just, I think it's the 90s, and, like, no one got to be bi. They had to, like, be straight or gay. Is what it felt like. But Cordelia and Angel, they have this look, the actors do, and I'm like, guys, maybe you just like each other in real life, but like, you gotta stop, because I feel the tension. And if I'm not gonna get it, I'm gonna be very sad. And it's fine, I will live. It's not like it would be the first time that I had a ship that didn't come true. Hello, I watched Supernatural as a kid. We won't even get there. We won't even talk about it. But, I think I want it to happen. And then I think I don't want it to happen, because men and women can be friends. Me forgetting how to spell the word in my own name. Yeah, I guess, because David Boreanaz was in Bones, but he was one of the... I guess he's not the lead, right? What's her face is the lead. I always forget how to say her name. Like, he's a lead. Booth is a lead, right? Because that's the only thing I had seen him in before I watched Buffy and Angel. I saw him in Bones. Like, we were middle schoolers who watched Bones, okay? That's who we were. My favorite shows in 8th grade were Glee and Bones. And I don't know if that explains a lot about who I am as a person. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Or what I like. Okay, what do we think of this as a sticker? Would we put it on our laptops? Would we be afraid to not put it on the right thing to show it off to all our friends? I'm with the actors on Buffy, Angel, Xena, and Hercules. That's interesting. We know I won't recognize them. I'm really bad at it. Okay, like, I got really lucky and recognized, like, a child actor in Hercules from watching her as an adult. And every time somebody else shows up, Sherry's like, do you recognize that person? And I'm like, hell no. And she's like, we saw them like 3 episodes ago. Oh yeah, that makes sense. And it was just very much like, oh, this is not the right pen anymore. Blah, 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 blah. Where's my thing? I already forgot what pen I used. Truly, I shouldn't be allowed to do anything ever. I don't want to use Mercury. Oh, I like the technical pen. I think I was using the technical pen. Yeah. Okay, yeah, you gotta point it out for me, because we know that my ability to, like, do shit is... I like Fred a lot. So I just saw the episode... Okay, the episodes I just watched Angel-wise were the one with her parents. Her parents showed up, and then the one after that with, like, Billy, the guy they saved from hell. Well, it's less the characters, okay, and it's the actors, okay? Tessa, Eva Longoria, and Eva Mendes. That is me, but, like, on Hercules and Xena, a ton of the side or one-off characters are played by the same actors, and Sherry will always be like, do you recognize this person? And I'll be like, hell no. And she'll be like, they were in this episode, and this episode. And I'll be like, huh? Yeah, the Billy episode made me, like, really sad for the state of the world, because I was like, Billy's just, like, a meninist podcaster. Like, now these people are on Twitter who think like Billy. And that made me a little sad, I'm not gonna lie. They just say whatever the fuck they want. and it makes me upset. But what am I gonna do about it? Yeah, I think her mouth looks a little better. But I really like Fred in that episode, and I like that she doesn't hold it against Wesley. She actually tries to, like, help him and be like, hey, like, I know you didn't mean what you said. Like, I know that wasn't you. That was, like, him. And, like, I kind of think her and Wesley would be cute. But I also kind of think Fred and Gunn might be cute. Now, hear me out. Yeah. Yeah, he, like, got off on, like, watching women get hurt, but was, like, too much of a pussy to do it himself. Like, that's how it came off. Because he'd get his ass kicked if he actually tried. Like, Cordy was gonna neck that guy. But I was happy Lila got to do it. Because he did actually get her beat up, and I felt really bad for her. Like, as much as I don't like Lila, like, I don't want to see a woman get the shit kicked out of her. Like, that's just sad. I wonder if I should put, like, January 2025 on these stickers. Like, should I put the month? Probably not. I don't think so. I think just I want to put Brooke Reacts on it, because I drew it, and it's for the channel. But I don't want to see her get, like, beat up. Like, she's an interesting villain. Like, I don't like her as much as Lindsay, but I like that she's less of a flip-flopper than Lindsay, though maybe that's about to change. That could be interesting, to see where she goes. I'm still waiting for Darla to show back up. I'm waiting on the edge of my seat, being like, where is this woman? Is she returning to us? And I don't know, but I'm really enjoying all these shows. I am sad that eventually Buffy is gonna end. Just because I've really enjoyed it. But I am excited. Wednesday, next week, I'll be recording Season 6, Episode 7, and Season 6, Episode 8 of Buffy. And I did have a friend tell me that Season 6, Episode 7 is their favorite episode of the whole show. Like, no spoilers or reasoning for that, but my friend Wendy said it's her favorite episode. So I'm excited to see what happens. It's gotta be something good if it's her favorite. Thank you. I'm actually really happy with how this turned out at the end of the day. It's in my style, and I think as an artist, I hate my own style. Does that make sense? Like, if someone else drew this, I'd be like, this is cute. But when I draw it, I only see all the parts I don't like. But yeah, this will be available as a sticker for our highest tier for YouTube and Patreon. Just because, obviously, I have to get them made and I have to ship them out. It'll be the January sticker, our first ever sticker. And I want to start streaming more regularly. I don't know if it'll always be Thursdays or Fridays. Those are kind of the best days for me. And, like, this is a good time for me, but I know maybe there's not a tons of time where other people can join, but maybe the more we do it, the more people will know it's happening at that time. And overall, I think it's cute. And 500 sub special is on its way. I just have to pick a Friday that works. But I'm kind of like, I did time, so I did 12 to 2, which is kind of what I was doing today. Today I did 1 to 2 because I had a meeting that started late. But 12 to 2 or 4 to 6 Eastern time. And those two times got tied. But I think because of that, I'm just going to choose the time which works best for me, which is like this time. And maybe I just develop you guys as my non-American audience for streaming. And yeah, Tessa streams too. So you're watching my brain compute military time. I had to do it while I was in England and I was not good at it. 3, is it like 9 p.m.? Am I right? Is it 9 p.m.? Fuck! I can't do math, okay? Why can't I just take the 10 out and it be that time? But I think 12 to 2 works best for me, so maybe that's when I'm just gonna have to do it and see what happens. But I'm thinking maybe next Friday for the big 500 sub special. Maybe if Tess is free and wants to stream with me, we could do some stuff together. Just subtract 12. Okay, I could do that. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm American, and we're fucking selfish as hell. We don't learn how to do other things. Okay, but also, Tessa, do we want to talk about how you can't read an analog clock? Because my first car had, like, an analog, like, with fingers clock in it instead of an electric radio clock, and somebody in this chat couldn't read it. So to be coming at me with this, you don't understand. I turn it, I flip it on them, hurry. No, this was actually really fun. I appreciate you both for joining and chatting with me today. I've only gotten slightly better. That's so true. Hi, James! Thanks for coming in. It's facts, okay? That was my favorite thing when showing you my car when we were 16. I was like, hey, look. And you were like, I hate this. We all have struggles with time, okay? It's hard. It's hard. When I was a substitute teacher, there were kids who just truly could not get it. And I was like, I'm not trained to be a teacher. So I don't know how to teach you. Just, like, know how to read a clock. Like, I don't know what to tell you. But I appreciate you guys for joining me today for this quick little art stream. I want to, in the new year, set, like, a concurrent day and time for streaming. Or at least around one. And try to stream at least once a week. Even if it's only for an hour or so. Because I do enjoy it, and I want to do it more, and I want to do it with Tessa, because she streams too, so I think it'd be fun to do duo streams. I like doing duo videos with you, so obviously I want to duo stream with you as well, but I appreciate you, definitely, Barra, thank you. It was so much fun to talk to you. I also want to do the weekly streams just for, like, this, like, getting to talk to you guys, like, about the episodes we watched this week and what I just recorded, because I don't always have time to read everyone's comment and respond to everyone's comment, so it'd be nice to be able to talk about the shows we're kind of watching together. So I definitely in the new year, Barra, we're gonna have more and more. I hope you guys have good holidays, whatever you're celebrating. Obviously, I'll still be around, hoping to stream at least one more time before Christmas. And I really appreciate you guys, and I will hopefully see you next time.